Come unwrap some holiday magic this season in Denver, where the lights are brighter and the shopping is grander, where the season feels a whole lot more wonderful. Discover great hotels and more things to do at milehighholidays.com.
Go Ford for your next truck or SUV and find an easier way to buy with Woodhouse Ford today and experience the convenience of buying with Woodhouse Ford. Lease a 2023 Ford Escape Active for $397 per month for 48 months and 7,500 miles per year. First payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Security deposit waived. Tax title license extra with approved credit. Expires 12/04/2023.
And the koshtash, the back pain, is what Owen is suffering from. So lots of love to you today, Owen. Take it easy. Just a tad of pain on my spine. Taking it easy today. Walk-related? I don't think so. Oh, leaving that there nonchalantly. Bad back from what? You don't have to answer that. Owen, okay. Thank you very much. James, good morning and bon dia to you. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great week, James. See you next week. Bob and Viv, pop back with details of your new service.
It's coming together. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is time to dance, everybody, as we welcome Benjamin in. You ready for this? Oh, Shiria Sasha, let's go.
Doesn't work.
Good, wasn't it?
And listen, it's the beat. It's da 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 da.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You don't need WD-40, do you? With that, that's a WD-40 in the ears, isn't it? To get those.
Oh yeah, to wait you to like loosen you up. To me.
To loosen. What did you think I meant?
I was trying to get the context.
Some people do spray WD-40 on their joints, thinking that it will penetrate the skin and help. And if it, I don't suppose any great harm will come from that.
Is that like things like on packs of nuts? It says may contain nuts, so people can't say
WD-40 may contain lubrication and oil. And I believe I think it's actually from the fish industry. I think it is a fish oil in there, and of course, fish oil is prescribed. Is it not? But however, please do not get me struck off YouTube by saying that guy said I should spray my knees with WD-40 on that Good Morning Portugal program. We're not giving out medical advice, but who knows? Yeah, and don't inject it directly. My goodness, I think you just spray it on a massage to various parts of the body. Benjamin, how are you? Let's move on swiftly from that. How's it going?
Right. Very, very good. Good, sir. It's a lovely Portugal weather here the past week, so it's been quite sunny.
Really? What's going on? Springtime action.
I know, yeah. So it's really lovely. So all good here. No massive news since last week. But yeah, I've got to ask, because I think every week, and then I just forget to ask. Slug's friend James.
Mm-hmm.
So am I missing who's Slug?
It is James, and I've lost the picture again. How do I put this? We became quite interested in a particular lozenge that is sucked here in Portugal, Dr. Bayard. It's a kind of cough sweet, rebosados we call them, lozenges. And I looked into it and I saw the production line of this. Who would have thought? Those little sweets that often old fellas have in their pocket that are all warm, and they give you. It's a nice bonding moment, isn't it? When old granddad gives you a.
Do you know what my granddad used to? He used to give us glacier mints. Remember the little foxes mints?
I do. And the longer they've been in your pocket, the kind of softer and hairier they get, right? And it would be rude to reject the kindness of a grandfather who gave you one of these sweets. And we have them in Portugal, and they do have herbal and sort of medicinal qualities to them. And Dr. Bayard's, I looked into it, and there was a woman wrestling with this massive bit of lozenge before it got chopped into small pieces and presumably put in a machine and then stamped out into the little lozenges. Oh, it looked like she was wrestling with a massive banana slug, which turns out is the motif of the Santa Cruz University, I think, where James went. So it went on from there. He's the friend of the banana slug. The banana slug is only found in I think Santa Cruz in the redwood forest there, and it stuck. But without the backstory, it means nothing. It just seems weird, doesn't it? Basically,
it just felt I wasn't sure if it was someone who we knew called Slug. Yeah. And when you introduce a friend from an external circle and you bring them in, you're like, oh, it's Bob's friend, James. Do you know what I mean? That's what I thought. It was someone called Slug, who now is probably not in the friendship group. And then you brought James in.
Yeah. We don't talk about Slug.
Don't talk about Slug. Right, I get it now. I just thought I'd ask, but then
and you will see various variations on the theme of the sluggery.
Yeah.
There, so yeah, and you don't see them anywhere else. I mean, obviously slugs are everywhere, it would appear, wouldn't they, in gardens? But the banana slug is a very special kind of slug, obviously, because it's connected to James for one thing. Right, you are helping us here. The general context here is that we have Benjamin, who is author of the 30-Day Happiness Bootcamp. Always nice to check in with you, actually, on your sales and how it's going down into the world. Any news to report? Have you been on your local BBC yet talking about it?
I haven't, no. I have been really busy, actually, with other consultancy work, darling. So I had an 8-week consultancy booked, which is amazing, at luckily a local college. So I've been doing mindset, he's saying training, it's like going, but mindset kind of coaching and training. And so I've been quite busy with that. But I did have a talk, I told you, Bentley, the big car manufacturer the other day. Which was cool. So that went really well. But yeah, I try not to check. You know, a bit like I've thought. So I leave it and just check once a month.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it is available.
Like royalties work like I get paid a month in arrears, so I'll get 2 months. Well, if I got the first month, I'll get paid in 2 months.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I wish you the best with it. And you're very kind.
Without being like, of course, I want it to sell. But the thing is, the idea of it would be if it just hits the right people, because there's millions of books out there. It's just like I said to people that didn't, that obviously are just new to this. It's just with even though with happiness, as we know, we debate that every week. But the idea of when people want to become more holistic and they want to look at things but differently, be a bit more positive, and be a bit more optimistic, etc. They just don't know where to start. So it's a bit of a fun book to go, right, 30 days, it's a boot camp, do everything I tell you and see how you feel at the end. And then with this show, I've been coming on giving a tip from the book. So we did Smile for No Reason, didn't we?
We did. Who doesn't like a hot tip first thing in the morning? And last week's homework, and I'm not sure if anyone did this and has feedback, but it was superb. The benefits were palpable from where you introduced them on the show, and we did it together, didn't we? It's the breathing, the excellent breathing technique, and people might be thinking, "Oh yeah, I did that. It was really good." So do let us know if you did do it and it was really good, or if you had some sort of challenge with it. We can also help with that. I'm sure Benjamin can. And it was breathing in for 3. And then breathing out for 5, which regulates the breathing, doesn't it, and slows things down. Anything to report on that, Benjamin?
Well, no, basically, just the idea of the 3-5, again, if people weren't here, is just that they've proven if you breathe out for longer than you breathe in, it calms and resets your nervous system. So what I'd say is, and I call it 3 to 5 because you do breathe in for 3, out for 5 for 3 to 5 minutes. So it's a good way to remember how long to do it. But obviously, if you only do it for a minute, I'm not going to be like checking you up like, longer. But it's just the idea of it gives you just that calm. And of course, we discussed this last week. Is it the breath or is it the focus on the 3-5? Probably a bit of both. But the idea of it should be is just breathe in for 3, out for 5, and just do it. And I did it once because I forget sometimes. I was feeling anxious about something. I was walking, I had a big old walk, and I was just thinking about it. And I thought, hang on. So I just started to breathe in for 3, out for 5, in for 3, out for 5. And then a couple of minutes later, I just felt so much more peaceful. And I was like, Ben, walk your walk. Come on, cocker. There you go. There's your cocker of the week.
Cocker of the week there. I'm gratefully received. Now, I'll tell you what, I've got a little secret to share with you. I just did it then. And the more you do it, it becomes an anchoring as well, doesn't it? That as soon as you embark on the 3-5 breathing, your body is reaching out to meet you halfway. Oh yeah, we like this. We like this. We like this. Oh yes,
this is the thing behind the secret magic behind the book. And it's not just behind my book, it's behind all books.
Special sauce. It's going to be revealed.
Is that's the truth. That the thing is, what I'm trying to get people to do is that it then becomes more natural to them. and they'll spot other benefits. So I didn't want to do a book of just like, right, do this and this might happen. Do this might happen. I want people to come to their own observations. Because we learn. I think it was interesting. I always love watching the show before because they're on about how they learned from a farmer, or a farmer gave them a tip, and then they tried it, we learn from our own experiences. So me going, you're going to experience this.
Yes.
I just say, try it for 30 days and see what happens. And what you spotted then is exactly that. What happens as soon as your brain starts to do 3-5-3-5, and you've trained it that it knows that it goes calmer, then it starts to get calmer as soon as you start it, because your brain knows what's coming and it knows the benefits. Remember from the first week, I said your brain is just a computer. It's installed through programs, our mind, our personalities, Ben, Carl, and through our subconscious. We install a lot of stuff, a lot of great things. How to drive a car. I can get in a car now and drive it. I can ride a bike. All those, the phrases I can. It's like riding a bike. It means you pick it up where you last left it. And the same with all your energy. You pick all your energy up where you last left it. So when you start, and that's why people say, why do I feel like not changed in 30 years? Because you've just picked up where you've left off. And that's where it takes the conscious changes and shifts and distortions to kind of disturbances to create new pathways in the brain. So then you naturally start to do 3-5, and you're like, oh, that works a lot quicker than the last time. And that's why. Because all you're doing then is telling your brain to be calmer. And so that 3-5 technique over 30 days will help you be calmer without realizing it.
And I think I've done enough conscious breathing in my life without wanting to sound like a pretentious new ager. Too late.
Only
know...
conscious breathing aloud, Carl. You're not
but that's there. Whenever I just when my body feels that I'm about to do it, it enjoys the benefit before I've even started doing it. And that is such a beautiful thing. And that caused me to have this revolutionary possibility and thought just now, is our whole lives could be like that, couldn't they? It seems like we have a balance here, don't we? I'm a Twitter addict, I would say. I've just seen a load of phallus-shaped confectionery that I've been sent. I'll show you this before you go. Of course, but not just yet. Now, right, that's going to be on the screen. That's a promise, everybody, that we'll be showing you the sugar-coated phalluses of Portugal before the show ends today. Now, but here's the thing. Here's what I really wanted to talk about before I was so really distracted there. Is Twitter, on the one hand, is I get a sense of pleasure thinking, okay, I'm going to spark up Twitter now and look at what's going on. Then I see these horrific videos of people hurting each other and outrageous things happening and people being right and people being angry. And there's definitely an engagement that goes on for me at some level that keeps me going back to it. And I think it's to do with that, the rubbernecking sort of fascination part of being a human being, of wanting to know what's going on. It's like dark storytelling. And then the thing we just did, which is like conscious breathing, that feels really nice. Why don't I do more of that? Now, you've got a choice in life then, haven't you? You've got a choice to keep doing things that please and nourish you, or keep doing things that upset and undermine you. I mean, you could say that is life in a nutshell, couldn't you?
Exactly. But the thing is, when I do these talks, I'm going to do I've got one coming up for the book in a couple of weeks, the next one. But I always say, look, we all know what we should eat. We all know what's healthy and what's not. Then it's a free will choice whether we eat healthy or eat not. I can eat a salad or pizza. I know the salad would be better for me, but I do enjoy the taste of pizza. But I know if I kept eating pizza, I'd put on weight, feel groggy, feel a little eventually. So it's that, I've got free will. Like we discussed before about free will, it's really interesting in that previous show. That when you said you've got freedom to go out and buy cake, you know what I mean? We have. And the same same with exercise. We all know we should exercise, whether or not it's up to us. Like I've been for a run this morning. I don't know, I'm shoehorn that in before this. So, but when it comes to mindset, we just think it's normal to go on Twitter and complain. We think it's normal to go and join in the bandwagons about this, right, and the other. And then people kind of self-righteous in some way, be like, yeah, but we need to know what's going on. But there's I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on it, but there's rubbish going on all around the world. We could. That's the only problem with social media / internet is we can find every little bit of crap in the world and go, well, that's truth. That's truth. That's truth. But the thing is, what does that achieve? And if we're going deeper, which are probably a bit too deep for this time in the morning.
No, do it.
No, but if we're constantly creating, like scientists, quantum physics is starting to catch up with the fact that we can affect matter, which sounds a bit, but just Google quantum physics, two-slit experiment. I'm just going to leave people to go and research that themselves. Then what we put out, we get back. So if you think about how kindness feels and how it feels to be kind and how people uplift each other, and when you do something kind, it's a ripple effect. So I've realized more and more that I need to be aware of the general picture. But then it's a choice. We can be informed without being inundated. And the thing was, we get on this path, and again, another deep conversation is we get addicted to some emotions. So we quite like fix. Get me pissed off. Sorry, get me peed off. Like, come on, Twitter, do your job. Right, you've done it. Thank you. Then you go off and justify yourself that you're right.
Yes.
And we'd rather, the truth is, Carl, a lot of people would rather be right than happy.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
And the truth is, everything that people probably are moaning at on Twitter, I probably agree with. But what is it achieving? Like, what is it achieving? And the truth is, we've got so much more energy when we're positive. And by that, I'm not talking about toxic positivity where everything's like high vibes, man, all the time. But your general gist of life, you take life by the what, and think, what can I do here? What's the solution? What can I not control? What can I control? And again, going back to your previous show, all the free will and all the idea of free choice. I can go now, like that guy said, I'm assuming it's a guy, sorry, I can drive my car and buy a cake. Yeah.
It is.
I can switch off Twitter. And
exactly.
But I will say it's fun to have a little bit of muddling about.
Of course it is.
Just don't get stuck there. And
it also takes an act of conscious will. Talking of taking life by the balls, there are some sugar-coated ones right there. This is a popular confection in Portugal. Bob and Viv, where was that taken? Right.
I wouldn't mind munching those. They look quite tasty. Are they kind of...
That's the best thing to say when you're approaching that shop. I wouldn't mind a munch on those.
Well, I can't tell if it's sweet or it's some sort of like chorizo. Not chorizo.
I see, like sweet or savoury.
Yeah, what's when you dip in chocolate? Oh, God.
I'm not dipping that in chocolate.
Chorizo. Do you know what I mean?
The churros, the chocolate
pastry that sometimes you dip in chocolate.
Yeah.
Churros. Not chorizo, because that's a spicy sausage.
Churros.
There's a common thread here.
Right. Well, I think from my memory, I think they're a cinnamony type biscuit.
Oh, you make them even more tempting, Carl.
When you tuck into those.
How big are they?
I keep trying to get away from this. You keep asking me questions. It would be useful to have a euro coin in there for a precise comparison.
No, because I can't tell the little miniature things you chew on.
They could be miniatures, actually. So we need Bob and Viv to come back to us.
Yeah, you need Bob and Viv to say, would I go the patisserie and get one of them, or would you get a box of them? Do you know what I mean? I can't tell.
Okay. Bob and Viv, if you could oblige with that would be fun. Better still, if you could send a box over to Cheshire later on this afternoon, that would be fun.
You know what? I would love them.
But can you imagine if customs open them up and they're thinking, well, what's happening here?
They might have them munch themselves.
The postman delivers them with a big old smile on his face and a few crumbs around his mouth. Morning.
Oh no, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to say you beat me to it.
Yeah, all right.
Back in his mouth. Anyway,
we were going to be talking about sharing the love, but this whole thing of free will is the almighty responsibility of the human being, isn't it? Is that in any given moment we can choose, and that not only can we, it's like you don't get a choice not to, do you? Because even not choosing is a choice. Talking to the rest of humanity right now, as we are, Benjamin, right from here, is the overwhelming weight of being a human being, and no wonder it gets a lot for some people some of the time, or all of us. Is because that's what we're faced with, isn't it? Do we want to be right or do we want to be happy? Do we want to spark up Twitter or do we want to share the love, which I think is what you're going to talk to us about now?
Yeah, but just quickly go back to that point is, again, we've got to be a bit easy on ourselves because we are wired naturally to be a bit more quote unquote negative thinking, because obviously we need to, because I don't want people think I'm being tough. That's the thing we've called in the book happiness. The only thing I've had is people say, oh, you can't be happy all the time. And I've said, I've never said that. but the idea of again.
But why are they arguing for their? Why are they arguing for
I mentioned in the talks? I mentioned cognitive dissonance because if it's not God judging anyone that's anti what I'm saying, but if you think about it, like if they believe that, because if I'm saying this, like when I used to say about holistic things, to my parents, they'd get a bit snappy with me. They'd be like, if I said something about organic veg, they'd be like, Well, I've heard that other veggies are all right,
Yes.
because deep down, what was happening was they were feeling an attack because they thought on some level I was questioning their way of being by me not having them vegetables, or me shopping and buying rock salt deodorant instead of normal deodorant. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I do, absolutely.
And that's what. So you've got to give people free will, and that's so. But the thing is, we are naturally wired to think a bit more negative, just because of safety and obviously looking for fear and looking for things. And do you know what I mean? And that's why. So the key of it all, Carl, is awareness. All you've got to be is easy on yourself. If you want to go on Twitter, that's fine. But when you start to feel like, ugh, then go, right, I've had enough. Do you know what I mean? Or spot it and then but I just want people to judge. I'm not judging anyone for going on Twitter. I come off Twitter, but for that reason. But I can do my bit. I can get dragged into a conversation and think, why did I go there? But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It's done. It's done. Every new moment is a new moment, and I'm actually feeling a little bit more militant than you about this. You're much kinder about it than me, but I'm like, you can't be happy all the time. I would say, well, you could try it at least.
Right. Good. Sorry. Yeah. Can we just dissect that point? You're right. What I mean by happy is when people, we really need a whole show debating happiness. When happy, people think happy means everything going right for them, they're getting what they want.
It's never going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, yes, when I'm having a sad day or something's not me, I can still appreciate the day and I can still be quote unquote happy. They are beautiful nails, Carl.
That's not my hand, and no, this is not what you think it might be as well.
Are they from the cinnamon buns?
That's my donation. Can you send that off in the post until I get my 50 quid? Oh yes, I'd love a cup of tea or coffee. Thank you very much. This is my probiotic super smoothie. Well, that's what they always say, though, isn't it? So okay, where were we?
If we were doing it after 9 o'clock show,
you would be right in there, wouldn't you? I know you've got a professional, reputation, unlike me, to uphold in this situation. Mine went years ago. It would be more of a shock for people if I was behaving professionally and appropriately right now. But
the thing is, Carl, this is the thing as well. Like we forget that as adults, right? Part of people say, like, what do I need to do to have be happier? Is have more fun. We take ourselves too bloody seriously. Doesn't mean we can't have responsibilities or we haven't got things we want to make the world a better place. But I can have a bloody great bit of fun in the interim. Like if someone's made penis-shaped confectionery, just asking for joy in every sense of the word, especially if it's cinnamon.
Get it down your neck.
Dip it in your probiotic. But anyway, do you know what I mean? And it's that type of thing. I think some days and this in our kind of way of the world, like, right, we've got to fix the world and be serious. And actually, there's so much more we can do by actually enjoying ourselves and having fun along the way and lifting people that way. Because if you tell someone to do something, they don't want to do it. And I learned that from my students. If I just guide them by saying, look, guys, this is what I've done. This is when I've been doing these workshops, I've been saying, look, this is what I've done. You've got free will, little teeny boppers. I said, and I said, I'm just helping you out. If you want to, that if you eat too many pizzas, you feel a bit groggy, you have to eat better. So I said, same with you, that you can go on TikTok and watch 3 men fighting in a pub. That's up to you. But I said, but if it starts to affect this, then I'm telling you what to do to stop it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, amazing. You're so right. And so let's get on to sharing the love because I think you've got things to do today.
Yeah. No, I haven't actually. My music course got cancelled today, so I'm actually quite
outrageous. So
I also don't want to take advantage of your time here, Carl.
No, that's good. So we can run on a little bit longer, which I'm pleased to say. And I've got another thing to share with you as well as another. Actually, we've got American and Portuguese cuisine, naughty cuisine to share before the show's out. So stick around for that. And call in quickly if you want to.
I love the way in all the world's woes, we're keeping them tempted to stay to the end for more phallic shaped.
All right, I'll show it now then. Look, Boner Billy's famous hot dogs. I love a big boner in the morning. This actually, I think this is actually legitimate advertising that came out in America. And there you go. This is the lighter side of life in America. I don't know if any of our American friends and viewers are watching can attest to this. Did they like a big boner in the morning in the form of Boner Billy's famous hot dogs? No meat involved, I suspect. Or are they more of the Portuguese leaning?
Well, to be honest, let's be honest, Carl. You can have your main and dessert. Why choose?
Oh my word! I'm making it an either or unnecessarily there, aren't I?
Right, we have digressed from the point.
Share the love. Yeah.
So we've done smile for no reason. We've done the breathing.
Yeah.
So this week's tip is to actually, and it's funny about we said about being more childlike. Here we go. Those special biscuits are sweet.
Hand-sized.
Although it's Bob Wenger as well.
Yes, absolutely. Real name.
Well, I would buy them. That must be quite a big box then. They've got.
Bob, next time you're wherever that was, please get. And they probably keep as well, don't they? Because they're covered in sugar.
Yeah, they will be.
And they're made of cinnamon. They're probably hard baked, so they'll be all right for a little while. They're hard baked. I can't believe I just said that. It's not how much we have, but how much we enjoy.
Yes.
That makes happiness. There we go. Sci-fi. Thank you for being here this morning. Got that. Yeah.
No, that's exactly it. Like, I think, I should wear a badge saying, like, do not judge about the happiness thing, because you're absolutely right. The thing is, happiness is the debate. The whole word of it should be dissected a bit more. But the idea is just enjoying what we get. Like, if life doesn't go my way, like the story I said from week 1, which was, it really hit home to me that how happiness is a choice in a lot of ways, was this. And in case people weren't there for my first week, and then I will go into this week's project. That I was off a Friday, right? So the way my consultancy work finished, they asked me to not go in the Friday because they had some staff training. And so I thought, oh, great, day off. So I was like, oh, great, I could do this, do that. And I was buzzing about my day off. So then I was getting a new laptop, and it said, oh, it could come on the Friday. So I thought, oh, amazing, like laptop comes on the Friday, boom. So I ordered this laptop. Friday morning comes, oh, yeah, sorry, can't be delivered today. And I was raging all day because I really want my laptop. I really want to play with
author of the 30-day happiness boot camp loses his
No, I was like, yeah, but I told you I'm more childlike with my emotions now, definitely.
Yeah.
But of course, in about an hour, I just kind of went, Ben, what a massive lesson. Like, you realise that I was happy until I knew the laptop was coming. So it's my choice to be unhappy. And like we said, happiness is letting go of the things.
Oh, I see. So you decided to go into it. You consciously chose to lose your.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm still human. That hour when I was gutted, it didn't come because I planned to use my new programs. It takes a while to update your new laptops. You have to put new programs in. But then I realised, Ben, I was happy.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With a Friday off until I decided this laptop was coming. It was a laptop that made me unhappy. So what I realised with that is how many things because basically happiness is, if you take off expectations, then our default would be feeling good. Let's change the word. Would be feeling content. Okay, ready for the day. It's only I wanted that to happen and I expected that to happen. But that then adds to this kind of tissue paper on the light bulb of unhappiness. So it's get rid of the other things that make us unhappy.
The light bulb. What a lovely analogy there. Oh, look, we still can't move on because Peter's put a brilliant comment in here. Humans are inherently unhappy. Otherwise, like the cows, we would still be in the fields. So instead, we used our ingenuity to create Twitter to torment ourselves with. See, because you could argue, couldn't you, that we could be, if we were truly intelligently happy, we probably wouldn't have created so much of the crap that we have in our world. It is so fascinating, isn't it? I mean, it's truly biblical. The fall from grace. I would say, in as a simple sort of transfer of the analogy, the myth, the legend here, is that we are in the Garden of Eden, essentially. So, this is a great question. Are we inherently unhappy or are we inherently happy? I would have it as the latter. I would have it that, we always, our natural state, because actually, and I would extend this, that if we weren't naturally happy and naturally okay, we would have long perished by now. in an orgy of unhappiness that would have been completely terminal. But it's grace that gets us through all of these horrible situations that we put ourselves in and find ourselves in and put each other in, so that we can always come back to grace. And so, there is the fall from it, and always basically you've written a happiness Bible, if you like. You've given the people the means to wrestle themselves back from what people might call the inherent unhappiness.
Possibly the Bible, but it's a starting point. Going back to the unhappy thing is, if you look at kids, if kids were naturally unhappy, yes, sorry, I'm reading Gary's comment. Yeah. Perfect that. Gary said, I'm like a childlike. I've gone more childlike because I've realised that's kind of where our energy and so much fun, and I feel so much better for it. So we can discuss that another time possibly. But if you look at kids, they've got no training. Do babies and kids, are they naturally unhappy or happy? Happy. They're only unhappy. We tell them they can't do something, or we take away their freedoms. Probably rightly so, because of just, parenthood and they can't, their safety. So they're naturally happy. It's only us as we get older and we have to stick to boxes, we stick to regimes, we stick to a society that isn't really meant to celebrate freedom and isn't meant to. There's loads of positive aspects of society, but the media especially, all it would need really, generally, is a takeover of the media and all the news and all the TV for 30 days and just plough people, pardon that pun, that's not the perfect description, with
cinnamon biscuits.
Joe, with documentaries about the power of the mind, literally make everyone go, look, this is what everyone's doing. If everyone did it in one go, but I don't think that's ever going to happen in one go.
What a revolution that would be.
But that's what I'm saying, Carl, because we're just running by autopilot. So kids have no response. Yeah, kids have no. Yeah, so what I'm saying, sorry, to point to Stephen's point, this is obviously not dissing adults or dissing responsibilities or dissing, stresses of an adult life. But that just proves the point that it's only our adult life that makes us unhappy.
And we choose responsibility.
Going back to that point of, are we naturally unhappy or naturally happy? We are naturally happy.
I would say so. Yeah. And you choose responsibility and commitments as well, don't you? It's not like, oh my God, these have been just put on me. And even if they were put on you, you still have a choice to see them as a terrible burden or something you've just got to get on with.
Because what Stephen's saying is what I get a lot in talks sometimes. Is people sorry, Steve, I'm not that you're getting defensive, but people get a bit defensive because they feel like I'm having a go of blaming them for what their life they've got, they're unhappy. And I'm not. I'm just trying to give people steps that we don't realise by watching the news all day makes us unhappy. By constantly complaining.
So funny as well. Oh man, I'm loving this conversation this morning.
Makes us unhappy. So it's what I'm saying is, we've got a choice to let go of a lot of it. So the analogy I always use on a talk, and one day, if you want me to, Carl, I can bring some little slides to show people.
Yeah, we're going to climax next week, so let's do it together.
Yeah. Well, basically, if you imagine your brain, if you open Task Manager, if you're on a laptop, you'll see that if you open Task Manager, what is on a Mac, I don't know, but it shows you all the little programs running. So if you see your brain like a computer, and if you've got loads of little programs running, how does your computer run? Slow, groggy. Let's turn that into a human analogy. Tired, grumpy, depressed, all these different things. I don't want to go into them depths. But what I'm saying is all those little programs are things that which you read the news and you're really peed off at what's going on over there, or you're really mad at this, or you're really mad at that. Straight away, your computer's running at 60, 70, 80%. So it doesn't take much to get the computer to run at 100 and the fans going, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is to help people just to spot some of them programs, to get off Twitter if it's making you groggy, stop watching the news consistently if it's making you groggy. And then what I promise you, and I've seen with clients, and is their days are better. They let things go quicker. They are more happier. Yeah. So it's just tips and tools, really. But what Stephen's just said is backs up the idea that we are naturally happy. It's just, unfortunately,
Stephen's great. Stephen might not necessarily be saying what he thinks. He might be showing a point, which he often does.
It's just that I get that a lot, and it's not that Stephen is. But
I want to pick up on that. It's like, that thing about people getting defensive about being unhappy. Well, how about you get over yourself and you come in here, Benjamin Stubbs, showing us how to be happy, telling me I'm not very happy. The question is, are you or not? Answer it for yourself and answer it honestly. And if you're not, then you've got the chance to do something about it. It's up to you. No one really cares.
Another analogy I always use is if I don't like mushrooms, I think I might have said this the other week. So why would I buy mushrooms and cook them for myself? Because I don't like the taste. I don't like them, right?
Yes. But
then
some people do the equivalent of that, Benjamin. That's a great
exactly, and that's
analogy.
the key. You going on Twitter, if it does make you feel bad, I'm just using that as an example.
Yes, it's
It's
a
like
good
me
one.
eating mushrooms and going, oh, this tastes awful. Oh, this tastes awful. So
But I told you about that,
people.
didn't I? Didn't I tell you about my dog walking analogy, which I want you to put in your next book?
Go on.
I was going out with my dogs one morning. I used to do a dog walk before the show, and now I do it after the show. And I was walking one morning thinking, I hate this walk.
Yeah.
And I realized I'd been doing it myself and chose that walk myself for the last however many months. And I was thinking, what a pillock. You're hating this walk and you chose to do it. You not only chose to do it, you chose the route, you chose to have dogs, and now you're complaining about it. That is the condition we're talking about right there, isn't it?
Yeah. I think what the key, to kind of sort the happiness thing again before I go on to this week's task is
We can't because Pete's opened a can of worms even further. But go on, before we bring that.
It's the idea of like let's choose, instead of being happy, let's choose a word. Let's just say, the happier boot camp, because that is what I think everyone could get to.
Yeah.
Where what you define as happy is up to you. But I think if people just realize certain things they're doing as self sabotaging, like the news in the morning, people think, oh, it's just normal, that's what you do. But that sets you off on the day. And even like things like, I always use an analogy of the rain, but like when it rains, people go, what a miserable day. Straight away, they've written off the whole day. They might think, oh, it's only a flippant comment. It isn't. You're installing, it's a miserable day. Oh, it's a miserable day.
Installing, how about that? I mean, you do say it's the beginner's guide, don't you?
Yeah, it's not. If anyone's into self-help, they'll be like, this is the same, I've heard this. It's not meant to be a groundbreaking book. It's meant to give you like, just do this for 30 days and see how you feel. And it's a starting point. Hence the beginner's guide.
A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about our favourite self-help books. If this is the introductory guide, the PhD, if you like, I think belongs to my great and favourite teacher, Barry Long, who wrote the most disturbing line, you have no right to be unhappy ever. It's a fantastic read. It really is, but it just pushes people's buttons left, right, and centre. Let's go to Pete, because kids, are not inherently happy. So they're not. We found out once and for all. They're all different. Some are miserable, some are happy, and some are happy being miserable. Where did they learn that from, Pete? From the miserable bloody adults around them, is what I would contend. What say you, Benjamin?
Well, of course, I'm here to change. Is it Pete? I like Pete. I like debate. So I would say personally to that, obviously, if we're in a pub over a pint, I'd politely disagree, but that's our opinions. That normally we would. Yeah, but I'm not saying I'm right and he's wrong. I'm just saying.
No, certainly not. But he is.
I would say normally the kids are natural and happy is normally. Not to bring up labels like ADD and all these different things. What I'm saying is, it's because we try and force them to be someone then they're not. So we try and get them from a certain age. We quite like them being free and saying things and drawing on walls. Then they get a certain point where they're like, all right, now you're old enough, child, to know what you've got to get ready for society. So can you not do that? Can you sit quiet? Can you do this?
Yeah.
Now, of course, in the middle of, you need them to be quiet. But that's why they get grumpy, because they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But we can disagree.
Pete, let the kids out of the cage. Try it. Okay, sharing the love then.
Right, sorry. Okay, so this week's task is the idea we don't really like, especially I'd say the British. I know it's just an Iberian phone in, but the idea of we don't really like showing emotions. Like,
there are a lot of Brits in the Iberian Peninsula, Benjamin. So let's aim this at them. Those grumpy buggers who live in paradise post-Brexit in Spain. This is for you this morning.
Right. So anyway, so basically what you find a lot is we don't really like sharing the love. By that, I mean, it's kind of weird. We don't really tell people, or we don't really express that someone's done something well or we like them. So, for example, if a lot of managers, especially old school managers, they only tell you when it's wrong. And if they don't tell you it's wrong, then it's right. And it breeds negativity. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I've had directors, I've done musical theatre, so I've done some shows, darling. And I've had some directors that literally just tell you what's wrong. And I had it out with one. And I'm like, you need to tell me what I'm doing right, because I just got a list of all the things that was wrong. And everything else is brilliant. I was like, well, tell me. But so the idea of this is, this week, I want you to every day text someone or message someone, just tell them how much they mean to you. So
right.
by going like,
Perfect.
thank you for helping me move. I really appreciate you helping me move. Thank you for being there. You know, I really love our times. You know, like for you, Carl, if I was sending you a text, I'd be like, hey, mate, I just want you to know, like, you know, how much fun I have with you, how joyous it is to be on the show with you. And over our 10 years of friendship, we stayed in touch. And how much you mean to me, and how proud I am.
Yeah, carry on.
How proud I am of you for being so mature. And I was going to say, for moving to Portugal and setting up this amazing, radio station / TV. And how does that feel? It just feels nice to say it, and you would like to hear it, but we don't do it because sometimes it's like seen as a weakness. So every day, tell someone either in person, via text, via a message, via a voice note, thank you, I really love you, or I really like you. If you're going to be like a bit too like, oh, I can't say love, but like, but just, I really appreciate you. Thanks for being there for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so one a day.
Oh, look, we've already started.
Yeah, Carl, I love you, Carl.
Carl is love you too, Garvo, and you, Benjamin.
What I love about Carl is his humour. Like, for me, we can giggle at the stupidest of things, and I know that he's clocked the same things I've clocked if we've done like a joint interview years ago.
If me and Gary got in the same, if we got a room, as it were, me and Gary, you and I used to corpse on the Barefoot broadcast. Me and Garvo have done the same thing, and you would have loved this moment because there is a place called Fatima, which is a Catholic pilgrimage site here in Portugal, and bikers can go there once a year for the annual blessing of the helmets. And he and I could not control ourselves for what seemed like several minutes, and we couldn't look at each other. To look, you have to look away. Because it's going to start again, and even now, I'm sure Garvo will be like snickering and giggling over there in central Portugal. Just the mere mention of the blessing of the helmets, which is a sacred and holy moment, of course, for any biker, most men, in fact, but especially bikers. We the three of us share that absolutely, and love you too, man. He is giggling about the blessing. Yeah, so I love this, and I'm going to be, if this is the boot camp, which it is, of course, because you've written the book, I'm going to be your sergeant major for the next, because you tend to be very kind of kind and understanding, and I know, and I'm not. That's sounding like a criticism, isn't it?
No, I get what you mean.
but I want to go hard on people this week and really remind them to do this. And some will come with me and try it, and we'll see what happens. So I really want to. We'll make up some memes, and we'll actively do it every day this week on the Good Morning Portugal show, of encouraging people to reach out. And one day they may well say thank you very much, because you're right, Benjamin. We do forget to do. Oh no, I'm not going to send that message. And I think it's a beautiful thing to do. So well done.
And we do it. I don't want to obviously it's really good. I don't want to bring it down, but obviously on deathbeds and stuff, when we tell people what they mean to us, or at a funeral, we'll explain. Okay. I do speak fast. I am sorry.
And he's got a northern accent as well, Joao. So we can only apologise.
Joao, I do apologise. I get giddy and speak fast. So I will try and slow down.
Yeah.
You're not being demanding.
You're not being demanding. That's very nice.
But if we think about it, we don't normally. Is that?
That speaks slower, please, Ben. Yeah, in Portuguese. Subtitles.
So, like going back to the telling someone you love them, we normally wait until we're at a deathbed or at a funeral, and then we start sharing. Things. We wait for someone that is sadly terminally ill, and we then start to express it. We realize we're not going to have them. But the thing is, in the now, we can give these thanks, and it's win-win. That's why it's in the book. I think it's every other day people have to do it. Yeah. But it's just to share love with someone, and that sparks a conversation. And remember, the book was meant to be a starting point with some like sprinkled sauce that you don't know that something might. Is that ready for mine? Every time I sprinkle something
with us, we do sprinkle on each other from time to time.
But that is the key. So I want people to, it may help. And obviously I'm telling you all the behind the stuff ideas of the book, but the idea of that one was, one, just sharing love. It feels good to share love. Two, imagine the person receiving it, feeling it. But also it might spark the friendship to open up about things. It might bring the friendship closer. It's definitely not going to push anyone away. The only thing it's ever going to do is bring someone closer. And if I do write another book, like the intermediate class, or which I'm tempted to do, then it might be in that book, to give you a preview, it might be to text someone who you're not as au fait with, something similar, or you've had a bit of a distance.
Yes, and were you not talking about uncomfortable conversations last week? Was that you?
Yes, but again, the book is meant to be a beginner's one, so I don't want to give too many things that people are like, I can't do that, and I can't do that, and I can't do that. The idea is just simple things they can change now. Switching the news in the morning, putting their feet barefoot on the grass has been proven to help moods. Going for a 15-minute walk, texting a friend. They're things that are totally doable that no one could really say to me, I can't do any of them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And then I will, there's things, obviously, with clients, I will then be pushing them forward.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then you've got the confidence and the context for doing that. And let's finish on that note, and we will do this. We will share the love. I think that's basically the shorthand for it, is sharing the love, isn't it? And going a little bit beyond where you might normally go. And it's the same as this, I think, in many ways. Gary's saying we get so conditioned to being miserable and pessimistic that when we are exposed to fun and enjoyment, it feels unfamiliar and a bit scary and out of control. And it's the same thing, isn't it? With sharing the love, I think.
Do you know what, Gary? Bestie today is Gary. Exactly that it does feel unfamiliar, and we feel wrong. Like in a bit after a bit, if we laugh too much, we feel a bit kind of like, oh, have I gone too far? And it isn't. It's just that it's unnatural to us, and that's what we're trying to do, is to try and train that it's not. We should have a laugh. We should be laughing in the day. If that makes sense.
I agree. And also this thing about having difficult conversations. I don't know, get a bumper car, you two. I don't know what that means even, but enjoy. We're not judging. Look at that.
No, but the thing is, we're all in this together. There's all different personalities, and that's
in this big old fairground. We're all in this big fairground together. And I would like to say something about that discomfort that is felt, of having too much fun. Of sending a message to someone and saying something you wouldn't normally say, look, I love you. And I remember doing it when about 20 years ago, I think, some many decades ago, I sent a message to my daughter saying, I love you one morning. And she thought she was concerned for my safety. Doesn't that tell you something about where we're at? Or certainly where me and my daughter were at. But that can happen, can't it? Is people think, are you suicidal? Why are you saying this? And it's like, it's the most beautiful and genuine and honest thing. And then that gets read into a context of, oh my God, this person's telling me they love me. Maybe they're really about to do themselves in or whatever.
But again, it goes back to the point of being inherently unhappy or happy.
Yeah.
Society, there's so many amazing things about society. Like one thing I've been doing in my gratitude is like the services. We get our bins collected, we could debate the service itself and the quality of it, but we get, water in our taps and all these amazing things that we can be grateful for. So society has got lots of pluses, but part of it isn't very helpful for happy, healthy lives because we've just trained ourselves to look at the negative. So then we've created newspapers which sell on negative news. So if positive news sold, they would make positive news. It just doesn't sell.
Yeah, we know that.
So it's about your daughter. It's just about us shifting what is normal in society, and that will just take time and practice. And that's where the power of the internet and knowledge, where people are understanding this more, they can install it and then make their own free will.
Well, that practice begins here, thanks to you. We have created the situation in which that can happen this week. So from this, we're going to be sending.
I want everyone to. I've been quite nonchalant about it, but this one's a really good one. Please, people, if you are watching, just do it. Do it for the people would take it all right. If you're thinking, I don't know how they would take it.
Yeah.
But do it, and I promise you, it feels right why you love them and tell them thank you.
And as Benjamin's Sergeant Major here. The person who says, "Oh, I couldn't do that," I don't want to seem like that person the person who's saying that, who lives in you, is an asshole and is ruining your life. Okay, so Benjamin won't say that because he's doing beginners boot camp and he's a really nice guy. I'm saying to you, the person that shrivels a little bit when Benjamin puts that idea to you, that you send a message to someone to tell you love them, and it shrivels a little bit inside, that person inside you is ruining your life. So give it a go.
And the thing is, just to go back to the tech, you don't have to, if it's like, I'm not saying this kind of masculinity, bloke to bloke, but if it's a friend that, is a male to a male, and you don't really say the word love, you could still say how much you appreciate them and thank them for being there during this time. It doesn't have to be gushing. It can be, you find, a texture of the message that works for you.
Well said.
But you are right. Well, I can't say love. That's fine. But
you are the NATO Supreme Commander in this matter. I am the Sergeant Major, and I'll say, get over yourself. You're worried about a little bit of gushing love? Well, just shut up and do it and push the button. Okay? See what happens. This is it. Apparently, T-Duck has been, where it comes to all the Brummies and you speaking really quick. Wait, this is in English. Yes, it is. I think Facebook has been translating this for us to help it be a little bit easier for some people. Thank you, guys. Sci-Fi, wonderful show, great fun as ever. Didn't mean to be.
We love a debate. That makes it fun,
doesn't it? We've moved on, haven't we? Because there was a time when we couldn't debate any of this stuff. We were toxically positive, weren't we, back in the day? Yeah. We couldn't have coped with this level of interaction.
No, it's good we have interaction. We had like one viewer back in the day. That was Jay.
And they were abusive.
Yes. They were always some spammer.
Lumpy Custard. Do you remember Lumpy Custard?
Yeah, Lumpy Custard.
He was always giving us shit, wasn't he? But
you know what? We had more abuse than love on that show.
We did. And that was the life's way, wasn't it? Of saying, come on, you're being a bit too serious here, lighten up. And we had instant karma, didn't we, back in those days?
Because what we were doing, Carl, was forcing, like, come on, be positive, come on, think this way. Yeah. And that's what I've stopped. The word I use, invite. I invite people to look differently, think differently. It's up to them. I'm not bothered if they don't want to do it. If you want to look at Twitter, I'm not judging you. I wouldn't roll my eyes at it. If you were a client, I'd be like, look, why are you doing that? And how's it making you?
Well said, mate. Well said. Okay.
Oh, mate, look forward to next week. Is our final week?
It is. Just a message from our sponsors, who I love a big boner in the morning. Don't forget to eat your Boner Billy, your famous hot dog. And for our Portuguese viewers, don't forget to get that down your neck.
I might have a boner for my tea. I haven't decided yet.
You, mate. Look, the power of advertising, right? You didn't know that when you woke up this morning. Now look at you. You're gagging for it. Okay. All right. Let's go out. Let's go with that Iberian FM dance tune. Great work. Share the love. We're going to go in hard with this week of share it. I am.
You are ramming these in.
I am ramming them in. Take care, Benjamin. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.